Hey guys, it's Amanda, also known as Amateur Aries, and today we are doing something on anxiety and panic attacks. Now, I do have notes. I had to look this up. I am not a doctor, so I had to do research and I had to write a script, and I will be looking down at the script because I cannot read scripts and remember them. It's just not something that I can do. So, I got this information from www.nhs.uk. Okay, so let's get started. This information is about like the differences between anxiety and panic attack, things to try to help yourself and things to try to avoid. Did you know that back in 2017 an estimated 284 million people worldwide experienced an anxiety disorder? I am one of them. Today we will be talking about what anxiety and panic is and how to help oneself. Panic and anxiety may be similar in some ways but different in others. There is a lot more symptoms to anxiety than there are for panic attacks, but they are very similar in most ways. So I'm going to talk about anxiety first. I'm going to read to you the symptoms of anxiety. Faster, irregular, or more noticeable heartbeats, lightheadedness and dizziness, headaches, chest pains like that of a heart attack, loss of appetite and loss of weight, tense and nervousness, unable to relax, often walking back and forth, worrying about past, present, and future, feeling tearful, not able to sleep, unable to enjoy your leisure time, difficulty looking after oneself, problems concentrating, struggling to form and maintain friendships, and worried about trying new things. I have a good 90% of those symptoms. And it was really bad to the point where I would think that I was getting heart attacks. And it was very scary because I would roll over to my husband and be like, oh my god, I think I'm having a heart attack. And he'd be like, no, you're not. You're not having a heart attack. Just get over yourself, go to sleep. And he didn't say it like that, but it sure as hell sounded like that at the time. So, anxiety is very scary. It's not easy to cope with. It's not something you can just talk to someone about and be able to just shrug it off and be like, everything's fine after this. It's scary. It's a different type of disorder that just some people can't understand and they don't get it when you're in that situation. Like when I had severe anxiety 2 years ago, my parents had no idea what was going on with me. They didn't understand why I was acting the way I was acting, why I was afraid of everything, and why I was having panic attacks almost constantly, why my behavior had changed completely. And they were about to send me to a hospital because that's how afraid they were for me. And anxiety, it was scary. It was very scary. It lasted like an entire month of pure insane fear of everything. And it was horrible. On to panic attack. If you get sudden episode of intense anxiety and fear, you might be undergoing symptoms of a panic attack. Feeling like you're losing control, sweating, trembling, and shaking, shortness of breath or breathing rapidly, problems concentrating, struggling to form or maintain relationships, worried to try new things. Panic attacks last up to 5 to 30 minutes and are frightening but not dangerous, luckily. Of course, it feels like it's dangerous, because you feel like you're shaking and you almost feel like you're having a heart attack also. And it's not funny, but I'm laughing because that's how I cope with these things. It is scary, just as scary as an anxiety attack, but it only lasts about 5 to 30 minutes and then it kind of calms down and levels itself out, luckily. But it's not dangerous. You gotta remember that you're not alone. Everyone suffers from these, not everyone. Most of everyone suffers from this in some way, and you can get through it. It's just really hard to get through it. Things to try and to help the situation. A lot of people ask me this on this channel about how to handle panic attacks and anxiety attacks and how to get through them. I don't know how to respond to them because I didn't know how to get through mine. I just coped and I dealt with it for an entire month, and it just did not help anything. But I'll read you what I found. Talk about your feelings to a friend, family, a health professional, or a counselor, which that's what I did. I talked to my family the most and my husband. Do calm breathing exercises. I used a bag, a paper bag, to help my breathing exercises when I was having a panic attack, which I happened like almost every single day, if not more than once a day. So I use a paper bag. Meditate. Exercise such as running, walking, swimming, and yoga, to name a few. Find ways to fall asleep if you're struggling with it, such as ZQL, vitamins, or meditation. Eat a healthy diet to keep your energy levels stable. Consider a support group. Search and download relaxation mindful apps. Now, I didn't do any of this stuff because I was too afraid to leave my house. So, and when I was exercising, when I tried to exercise, I felt like I was having a heart attack trying to exercise, which was strange because I was fit at the time. And then I gained weight after that because I stopped exercising because I became afraid of exercising. It was a cycle. But these are things that could help you go through an anxiety attack or panic attacks or going through anxiety in general. So try them out for yourselves and see if it works. Just go down the list and try each one yourself. I heard meditation helps a lot. I can't sit still for more than 5 minutes and meditate, so I couldn't do that. I just can't. The breathing helped me a lot with the paper bag, so that's what helps me. I even tried playing video games at the time, and that didn't help. A lot of things did not help me when it came to anxiety when I was going through it the most. And I still go through anxiety. It's not like it disappeared. Like I just went through a high amount of anxiety last month because of the moving process we're going through. And it's just rough. Now, things to avoid. Do not try to do everything at once. Try to make small goals that are easy to achieve, which is completely true. When I was doing it, when I had anxiety, I was trying to do everything at once, and that didn't help and made my anxiety a lot worse. So I would make small goals. Like this is like my it's not my notebook. It's also my scheduling book. And I'll write down small things to do each day that if I achieve it, then I'm allowed to go and play video games and rest for the rest of the day. But I do it in like small groups. And that's how I handle my anxiety or the stress of the day, etc. Try not to focus on things you cannot change. Like, I should not be focusing on this move because I don't have a choice about it, because my husband's like, hey, we're moving. And I'm like, oh. So either way, we're already almost done with the process of the move, so it's something I can't change, so I just gotta try not to think about it and try to sleep, because I've been having difficulty sleeping because of it. Do not avoid situations that make you anxious. However, try to spend some time gradually reducing the anxiety. So basically what it's saying is, say you have anxiety driving a car, which happened to me 2 years ago because I had a situation in my car that made me anxious for the entire month. You can watch a video about that. I have it on my channel. I became anxious about driving my car. Like, I was afraid, terrified of driving my car. Like, petrified. Like, I couldn't go by my car. It was so scary. So each day I would do little things to try to get myself closer to my car or into my car or touching the wheel of my car. And so I would, like, one day I would walk to my car and then I would walk back. The next day I would touch the handle of the door and then I would walk back. That's as much as I could do. It was really, really bad. The next day I would get into the car and put my hand on the wheel and just cry. That's what I did. I just cried my eyes out because not only are you afraid, but you feel awful that you can't do the things that you can't do at that moment because you're so afraid of them. Like, I felt so miserable. Driving was my thing. I love driving because it's such a freedom. You get to go wherever you want to go. And, so having that stripped from me because I became afraid of it was just degrading in a lot of ways. And eventually I got to driving down my driveway to my mailbox, to driving down to Home Depot, which is like 2 minutes away from me, driving through the parking lot. And eventually I would drive to my husband's work. And I was doing things like eating in the car, which helped me, like, because what happened was I almost fainted in the car because of my hypoglycemia. So I would snack in my car to help remind myself that I'm okay, I'm not going to have an episode of my hypoglycemia. Or play YouTube videos in the background where I can't see it, but I can hear it. like a podcast almost. And I would do stuff like that to help kind of like distract my mind. And eventually I got back to driving. Now I can drive again. Do I still get anxiety on occasion? Yeah. I had a bad anxiety last week for some reason when I got in my car and I was like almost about to cry. I almost had my husband drive. And it was just really random. It came out of nowhere. You are not alone. Most people experience anxiety or fear at some point in their life. Try not to use alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, or drugs to relieve anxiety. That's for any kind of mental illness. Usually alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, and the such type of stuff actually makes mental health worse. And it's not helpful in any way. So I know that it's an addiction. All those things are addictions. Like, I like to drink. Not often, but I like a cup of vodka on occasion. It's not good for your mental health. Like, back when before I was on medication, the proper medications, if I were to drink, my borderline would kick in really fast and it would go up and down like crazy. Like, 1 second I'd be crying and the next second I'd be laughing and the next second I'd be angry and it would be really random. And my husband would be like, what's going on with you? I don't understand. And so it's just, those things are not good for your mental health, so I would just tell you to not do them no matter what. So that is all that I have for the notes on anxiety and panic attacks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I answered some of your questions that you've asked me in the past. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.